This is what I say to young African Americans. You know, if you can compete on the basketball court and you're winning, if you can compete on the football field and you're winning, you can compete in the boxing ring. And obviously, we know a man I knew very well, Muhammad Ali. Then you should be able to compete in anything else in the world. And I think we have to see ourselves as competitors. The world is a very competitive place.
You mentioned something about as Black people, the way we succeed is we have to work extra hard. We have to be more ingenious. We have to do this extra. So my question is, isn't that proof of white supremacy? Isn't that proof of some sort of systemic favoritism to white people? Why do we have to work harder to get the same result? Why do we have to be more ingenious to get the same result? Why do we have to be exceptional to get the same result that any white person just be themselves would get? So that's my question.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna quote Dr. Mays, the teacher of Dr. King, and he said, "The man who is behind has to run faster than the man in front." Well, you know what I think? I think the European Americans have had a great day. If you study world history, most historians don't believe in this cycle of history. I happen to believe in it. I mean, we know Ferguson, we know people like Toynbee, we know the Durant. They believed in these cycles. We know Africa had a long run. We know Andalusia had a long run. And if we're going to compete in the world, we got to look at where the world is. And yes, you have to be better. I mean, I'm sure Muhammad Ali probably thought the same way I think. That's why he became the champion. You know, he studied the past. If he just thought he just going to be good, there wouldn't be no Muhammad Ali. He would have been an old retired man somewhere in Louisville, Kentucky, dreaming about boxing. So if one's going to be great, and you've been behind, and look, it's only 50 years or more that African Americans had the right to be competitive in America. I mean, legally. Africa's had maybe 60 years. So you have to realize that in a lot of ways you might be behind, but that shouldn't discourage you. It should empower you. So I think one has to also accept realities and compete to make it in the global markets.
So I don't know if you phrased this question with this intention, but this is how I understood it. So you said, why is it that we have to work harder? Is that a sign of white supremacy? We work harder when a white person can just be themselves. And then that translated to me that, well, the themselves of a white person, I know this is not what you meant, or if it is, let me know. So what that translated to me was that is the themselves of a white person exceptionalism, and the natural state, let's use this word, of a Black person is always behind. And I don't know how to reconcile that, because every single individual and every single group in every single sphere has to work twice as hard as the next person, whether they're coming from a place of exceptionalism or not. The one that comes from a place of exceptionalism must continue to self-develop, learn, to retain their status at the top or whatever. So I like I said, I know that's not what you meant. I just want to clarify from my position that I think this idea that Black people have to work twice as hard as a blanket automatic state is once this mindset is removed, we'll start that liberation process. For example, I don't enter a space and automatically think whether it's a space full of white people or not. Or shall I rephrase? I automatically think I'm going to have to work twice as hard, whether that's in a space of white people or whether that's in a space of Black people. I was born in Nigeria. I lived in Lagos in my beginning years, my childhood, and I had to work, actually, my case anyway, because I wasn't very bright. I had to work 3 times as hard, 4 times as hard. It needed a village for me to just pass exams, you know. So moving to the UK and I have to work twice as hard. Do I then relate that, well, that's because I'm now Black in a white majority country? Or is that the fact, like I think Daniel mentioned, we are humans, you know, this is the natural order and state and system of human beings. So that wasn't a question, maybe just more thoughts.